Hello everybody and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are taking a look at the DC Multiverse Vixen figure from the Lex Luthor Collect and Connect wave. We have Vixen displayed here in the front window with her accessories and her Collect and Connect piece. We get some cool artwork there. We can see the Collect and Connect Lex Luthor name at the top, the DC logo there also on the top. We get some more artwork on both sides, and in the back we get all the other figures needed in this wave to build the Lex Luthor Collect and Connect piece, including her JLA teammate, the Ray, and at the top we do have the read up. With the powers of the Tattoo Totem, Mary McCabe can take on the abilities of any animal as the superhero Vixen. And then we do have the UPC down there at the bottom if you do want to check with your local retailer to see if they have this in stock. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get this open and take a look at Vixen. And here is Vixen outside of her packaging, and man, Mattel really doing a great job. As I looked at this figure when I took it out, the sculpt work, the design, everything looks really good on it. The articulation is so far improved, like so many other figures in this wave, like every figure in this wave. The articulation is so far improved from what we've gotten in the past with Multiverse. I can't say it enough how excited I am that we're getting some DC characters with some posability, and I hope McFarlane keeps that up. I hope. When standing straight up, this figure comes in at about 6 7/16 inches tall, which is just a shade under 6.5 inches, and that puts her at about 16.3 centimeters. She does come with her Luthor Collect and Connect piece, but we're going to look at that when we put Lex together, and then she does come with that eagle accessory, so let's go ahead and take a look at that accessory first, and then we'll get a better look at Vixen. And looking at the bird here that we get with Vixen, it's actually pretty well sculpted, and I like the material used. It's meant to signify when she's utilizing her powers, she has sort of a spirit animal thing going on, and she gains the powers of that specific animal. And we get these hinges for the wings, which is kind of cool. But yeah, if you can actually see some of the sculpting, whether you want to call this an eagle, a falcon, whatever you want to call it, it's pretty well done, and a lot of feathers there that are sculpted in. Yeah, I like it. The only thing that is, I'm not really sure how you would display this. It doesn't really sit like on her arm or anything, nor would it really be meant to sit on her arm. She doesn't have she doesn't use these spirit animals as a pet or anything. They just sort of appear as she's using her powers. So I feel like if they had a port or something like this, that if you wanted to put it on a stand, that would have made more sense. But as it sits, yeah, I don't really know how you would utilize this. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Vixen now. And getting up close here, we can see a good-looking head sculpt and some good paint apps on this, actually. I like the design of the hair. I like the design on the face. We get those gold earrings, and when you look at the hair, you can see we have some subtle shading there with some brown and black, so I like that. She's got some very faint lipstick on, which does help bring that out, and the eyes came out looking good. So yeah, I actually really like this head sculpt. Very well done. She's got that high collar there, which the unfortunate thing is you can kind of see almost looks like maybe some glue residue there, where it was obviously glued in place with that large seam. And man, look at that on her back, all that writing. It's like they can't have any consistency on, whether it goes on the leg, the bottom of the foot, or in this case, that is, man, what a bummer. Okay. And then looking at the shoulders, I'm not a fan of how deep those hinges go, but yeah, oh well. I like the flesh tone throughout, though. The flesh tone came out looking good. And then the paint on the torso actually came out very smooth, clean lines. So I like that. She does have this open hand and then her fisted hand. She doesn't get any other kind of accessories. And it looks like we got, a little flashing there on the hand. And then actually there was, where was it? Yeah, right there on her arm, we got some gold paint. And you can see some flashing again. So not a whole lot going on in the legs, except we do have some flashing again there, but it's actually a little harder to see. And then there's really not much paint apps on the legs. We just get those white stripes on either side. So, I mean, overall, though, it's still well sculpted and decently painted. But, man, the flashing on these figures in this line are really kind of a bummer. Looking at the articulation, you do have a head that can rotate all the way around, can look down a little ways, and can look up not really at all. You do have arms that can come up quite a ways, and you do get full rotation with those arms as well. You do have to get a little forceful, it feels like, for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. Actually, wow. That just got really stiff for some reason. I feel like I put a lot of pressure on that. Yeah, okay, well, it's back to normal now. Maybe be careful rotating it. That was the first time I did a full rotation, so that was an interesting discovery there. You do have, though, a single jointed elbow with rotation at the elbow. Then you do have rotation and hinge on the hands. She does have an ab crunch, but it doesn't do much. You can't really rotate side to side because her breasts, much like Wonder Woman's, get in the way from rotation. And then if you go too far back, you have a pretty ugly gap there. And same thing, if you go too far forward, you have a pretty ugly gap there. So it's kind of an odd diaphragm joint. There's no waist articulation. You have legs that can come apart, yeah, right about there. Kick forward that far, backwards, not really at all. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then she does have a hinge and ankle pivot. And for a quick comparison, here we have Vixen standing next to the Clayface Wave Jessica Cruz. And finally, we have all the figures in this wave. We have the Gotham by Gaslight Batman, the 2 exclusives, Spoiler and Harley, the Collect and Connect figure, Lex Luthor, the 2 JLA members, the Ray and Vixen, and the Rebirth Wonder Woman. And that is it for this review, everyone. So overall, I think this was actually a really cool figure, and I really liked what Mattel was going to be doing with just some of the team building, especially in this wave. We got some Detective Comics figures. We got the 2 JLA members, the Rebirth JLA members, and Vixen here, and the Ray. I think we're really going to start getting some cool teams and things like that built up here before Mattel lost the license. So, I mean, it is what it is, but with that being said, though, I think it's still a really well-executed figure, and getting that updated articulation can actually get you some pretty cool-looking poses and things like that. So if you can find it, it's worth picking up. She's actually been very hard to find. I ended up finding mine at a second-hand store where I was able to pay a little bit more, but I got her. But again, with that being said, that is it for the review. Make sure to hit that like button if you like this review. Subscribe for more content just like this. And aside from that, thanks for watching my video and have a great day.